What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? This is Bam Bam with the Rus and Kosh Show. I hope you are right with all the things going on. It's insane and crazy. A week in the review. Age of the Algorithm and the Power of the People. December 7th through 13th. What's up, Rus and fam? Take a breath, pour a warm drink, or like I always say, get yourself Dr. Pepper with strawberries and cream. That's my drink. DP, I still haven't heard from you. Come on, yo. Hit me up. Need a sponsor. You know it. And let's turn the clock back to the second week of December 2025. It was a week when the digital world announced its new champion. The political machine hit its final speed bump, and a new generation of gamers discovered their next obsession. That's right. They kick off the World Awoke Sunday, December 7th, not to a political speech, but to the soft glow of a screen. For millions, this was the day of the NFL's Week 14 slate, with divisional rivalries dominating headlines, but the real buzz wasn't on the field. It was in the airwaves. Major political podcast hosts, the voices that had replaced morning papers, were dissecting the 11th hour budget negotiations in the U.S. Congress. The looming December 11th deadline to avoid a government shutdown was now a 4-day ticking clock, fueling social media debates about fiscal responsibility and legislative brinkmanship. The AI Oracle speaks. The intellectual energy of we created on the 8th as the annual NeurIPS conference. The Super Bowl of artificial intelligence research entered its most critical days. The keynote speaker and renowned figure in large language models delivered a message that instantly went viral, a framework for truly ethical and self-regulating AI. Wasn't just dry research. News channels dedicated prime time slots to visualizing what this meant for jobs, for education, and for the very nature of truth. On social media, the trending hashtag Ali's here saw a massive wave of fear, excitement, and deep fakes that tested the new tools social media platforms had hastily deployed for the conference. The digital chasm between the optimists and the alarmists had never been wider. On Tuesday, the world of entertainment roared back to life. After months of hype, a major new cinematic trailer dropped, instantly dominating the trending charts. However, the bigger conversation was about an emerging video game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Influencers and game critics under strict embargo were finally allowed to post early reviews of the highly anticipated JRPG. The visually stunning ad directional, innovative turn-based combat became the defining culture touchstone of the week. Podcast hosts pivoted from politics to pixels, hosting roundtable discussion on whether this new title represented the true next generation of console gaming, creating a unified, multi-platform frenzy that pushed all other topics temporarily aside. On Wednesday, brought a stark return to reality with December 11th government funding deadline looming. The drama in Washington, D.C. reached its apex. The back and forth between the House and Senate became the centerpiece of every cable news cycle. News anchors and political commentators spent the day live updating every procedural vote, every leaked conversation, painting a picture of a Capitol gridlock on the brink of shutdown. The intensity of the political fight was magnified by a major tech announcement. The annual Spotify Wrapped feature began to roll out. The contrast was jarring. While lawmakers wrestled with the nation's purse, millions simultaneously shared their most listened songs of the year, providing a surreal countercultural distraction on social media platforms that seemed obsessed with finding pockets of joy amid the political tension. As the deadline passed, but just barely, late Thursday, December 11th, a last-minute continuing resolution was passed, kicking the government funding can down the road by a few more weeks. Predictable but anticlimactic conclusion to days of high-stakes drama. News media channels, fatigued but satisfied, breathed collective sigh of relief. But the day was immediately re-energized by spectacle in LA, the Game Awards. It was here on this stage that the excitement for Clair Obscur paid off as clinched several major awards, cementing its status as the year's breakout title. The internet went wild celebrating the victory for a new IP over long established franchises. And Friday, with the political dust settled, humanity looked back up to the stars. On Friday, December 12th, speculation swirled around a potential Starship flight test in the coming days, a major uncrewed orbital mission that would push the limits of reusable rocketry. The technical details were only accessible to space podcasts and news outlets, but the awe of Space Race 2.0 captured the imaginations of the general public. Trending on social media, the sudden adoption of a new Gen Z slang term, a phrase describing some surprisingly delightful, which spread rapidly through gaming and entertainment communities. And it proved that culture, not just policy, dictated the social media landscape. Come on. And for Saturday, the weekend wrap, with the cultural and political commentators wrapping up the dizzying 7 days, the takeover was clear. AI ethics were now a mainstream topic. The government was still funded, but only temporarily, and the video game Clair Obscur had earned its place in the gaming pantheon. The final image of the week wasn't a politician or a piece of code, but an athlete. The presentation of the Heisman Memorial Trophy, a perennial reminder that, even in the age of algorithms and global politics, the passion for human competition still offered a fitting traditional closure to a momentous week. And this has been Bam Bam, your host with the Rusinka Show and with Bam Bam Steak. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and comment below. Thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. And remember, be real, be true, be honest, and always remember that God loves you.